Welcome to Funimation 3D Kids and Family Cartoon, where magical legends and colorful stories come alive. Today, we bring you a beautiful and touching tale from Vietnam, The Legend of the Mosquito, a story about love, jealousy, and the consequences of selfishness. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by green rice fields and glittering rivers, there lived a young couple named Anne and Mai. They were deeply in love, living a simple and happy life. Every morning, Anne worked in the fields while Mai tended to her garden and cooked sweet-smelling rice. Their laughter echoed through the village, and everyone admired how kind and gentle they were to each other. One sunny day, Anne came home with a basket of ripe mangoes. He smiled as Mai ran out to greet him. She laughed when he handed her the fruit, saying, "For you, my love." They sat beneath the old banyan tree, sharing slices of mango and stories about their dreams. Their hearts were full and life seemed perfect. But happiness is fragile, like a butterfly's wing. One morning, a messenger arrived from a faraway province. Anne's old friend had fallen ill and needed help. Though Mai's heart sank, she helped him pack his things. "Promise you will come back soon," she said softly. Anne kissed her forehead. "Before the next full moon, I will return." They embraced tightly, unaware that fate had other plans, and traveled across mountains and rivers, but storms struck his boat and roads were flooded. Time passed, and the full moon came and went. Mai waited every evening by the riverbank, her heart heavy with worry. Seasons changed. Spring blossoms turned into summer rains, and still, An did not return. Villagers began to whisper that he was lost forever. But Mai never lost hope. Every night, she lit a small lantern and prayed for his safety, her love burning bright through the darkness. One evening, as the moonlight shimmered over the water, she heard footsteps behind her house. She turned, and there stood Anne, pale, thin, his clothes torn, but his eyes filled with love. She gasped and ran into his arms. "Anne, you're alive!" He smiled weakly. "I promised you I would come back." Exhausted, he fainted in her arms. Mai cared for him day and night, cooking soup, singing lullabies, and watching him sleep. Slowly, color returned to his face, and his laughter once again filled the air. For a while, they were happy, as if nothing had ever gone wrong. But something was strange about Anne. His hands were always cold, and he never seemed to eat much. Mai felt uneasy, but love blinded her doubts. One afternoon, an old traveling doctor passed by their home. He was wise, with long white hair and kind eyes. Mai invited him in and offered tea. "My husband has been ill," she said. "Could you please take a look?" The doctor placed his fingers on An's wrist and closed his eyes. Suddenly, his face turned pale. "This man," he whispered, "has no life pulse. He is not among the living." Mai gasped. "No, that cannot be. He talks. He breathes." The doctor shook his head. "Sometimes love is so strong it can call a spirit back from the other world. But it cannot last. You must let him go." The doctor left quietly, disappearing down the misty path. Mai sat frozen, her heart racing. That night, as Anne slept peacefully beside her, she stared at his face in the candlelight. His chest rose and fell slowly, almost too slowly. She remembered the doctor's words and felt fear growing inside her. "If he is truly alive," she whispered, "he will bleed." With trembling hands, she picked up a small needle. She touched his arm and pricked it gently. A single drop of blood appeared, but then his skin turned cold and white as stone. His eyes opened briefly, filled with sadness. "Mai," he murmured, "why did you doubt me?" His body went still. The candle flickered and went out. Mai screamed and held him close, begging him to wake up. But he was gone. His spirit rose in a soft golden light, hovering before her. "Do not cry," his voice echoed. "Love cannot live where jealousy enters. You must learn to trust." Then his spirit faded into the stars. Mai wept through the night, her heart shattered. When dawn came, she ran to the riverbank where they had first met. She knelt on the wet ground and cried out to the heavens, Please, great spirits, bring him back. I'll never doubt him again. I'll give anything. Thunder rumbled, and lightning lit up the sky. From the mist appeared the old doctor once more, glowing with divine light. His voice was calm but stern. Your love was pure, but your jealousy turned it into poison. You cannot have him again as a man. Yet your heart's cry shall not go unanswered. He raised his hand, and a swirl of magic light surrounded Mai. She felt herself growing smaller, lighter, her arms turning into delicate wings. Her voice became a faint, sorrowful buzz. "Anne, where are you?" she cried as her body transformed completely. In a flash of light, she became the first mosquito, fragile and restless, destined to wander the earth forever. Her tiny wings fluttered as she flew into the night, searching endlessly for her lost love. From that night on, villagers noticed small, buzzing creatures flying around in the dark, landing softly on their skin, drawing tiny drops of blood before vanishing into the shadows. They said it was Mai, still looking for An, trying to feel the warmth of life through the touch of human skin. Every drop of blood she took reminded her of the warmth of his heart, a brief moment of love she could never truly regain. And so, mosquitoes came to be, born from love, regret, and longing. Centuries passed, and people continued to tell the story of Mai, the woman whose love was strong enough to bring a spirit back from the dead, but too weak to trust it. Her tale became a lesson passed down to children, that jealousy and selfishness can destroy even the deepest love. In a small corner of the village, generations later, a grandmother sat beneath a banyan tree, surrounded by children. The sun was setting, painting the sky with gold and crimson. She smiled and began her story. "Long ago," she said, "there was a woman named Mai who loved her husband more than anything, but she let jealousy steal her happiness." The children listened with wide eyes as she told them how Mai became a mosquito. When she finished, one little girl asked, "So mosquitoes bite us because they miss someone?" The grandmother laughed softly. "Yes, child, but the real message is not about mosquitoes. It's about love. Love must have trust, or it will vanish like smoke in the wind." The children nodded, thoughtful and quiet. One boy whispered, "I'll never be jealous again." The others giggled, and the grandmother patted his head. "That's the spirit, my dear. Remember, true love means believing in each other." The wind rustled through the bamboo trees, carrying the faint sound of a mosquito's buzz. The grandmother looked up at the darkening sky. Tiny fireflies and mosquitoes glowed like little stars, dancing above the rice fields. "Perhaps," she said softly, "Mai has finally found peace." The scene faded to the night sky filled with countless shimmering lights, each one a tiny reminder of love's eternal search. And so, the legend of the mosquito became a story told across generations, not just to explain the world's mysteries, but to teach kindness, understanding, and trust. Love, like the wings of a mosquito, is delicate. It can rise high with faith or fall apart with doubt. The story of Mai and Anne reminds us that love is not possession. It is patience, compassion, and the courage to believe. When jealousy enters the heart, it brings pain not only to others, but also to ourselves. And so, every time you hear the soft hum of a mosquito, remember Mai, who loved too much and trusted too little. And remember the lesson she left behind. Love must be free of selfishness to truly last. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Funimation 3D Kids and Family Cartoon for more magical legends and educational tales from Vietnam and around the world.